All right, we are live for a Tuesday edition of the People's Talk Show. Excited to be back. Welcome to a new week. Happy Valentine's Day to all my fellow ladies out there, or ladies out there that's tuning in. Wanted to check in, and just it's just so much stuff going on. It's hard to keep track. I must admit that's why I didn't stream last night, just because there's too many narratives, too many stories out there. But I definitely want to check in tonight and share with you some headlines that caught my attention. Of course, find out what you're keeping an eye on. And that's why I titled this one, more lies, deceptions, and diversion tactic. That's one of my mantras that I've been using for quite some time now, just because it's going to be something. They're going to throw some type of curveball, all trying to divert our attention to protect their own rear ends, as well as continue to try to steer and control the narrative that it's all Russia's fault about every problem the world is facing, that or climate or that or something of that nature. But anyway, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the live stream. First time viewers, let me know where you're watching from. We'd love to acknowledge your presence, and definitely let me know where you're watching from in the chat. And when the phone lines open up, we'd love to hear what's on your radar, what's on your mind, as well as see what else you guys are keeping an eye on. And we're just going to try to cover as many subjects as I can, and try to filter through the noise, see what floats, what sticks, what doesn't. And just between the CPI figures and all the other stuff out there, and I was trying to figure out just how to distinguish between a flat out lie and how they, meaning the economists, government, globalists, all the people trying to steer this ship to a soft landing, how they're going to throw all types of figures out there. And I'm thinking what's the difference between a lie and pure deception? And I was trying to find just some more sophisticated definitions for a lie and deception, because they kind of seem like they're one and the same. But, I'm just going to run with the fact that a lie is a flat out, look you in the eye and tell you something that is absolutely, positively not correct. And then deception is putting out something or steering you in a direction that has a little bit of truth, but they twisted it along the way to make it seem like it could be true. And then, of course, the diversion tactic is they'll tap you on the shoulder, have you look this way, but the whole time you're supposed to be looking that way. So that's just my little breakdown in a simplistic form. But anyway, lots of things going on, man. I want to check in real quick. Let me acknowledge a couple people, jump into some headlines, do some maintenance on my side, and then we'll see where this conversation takes us this evening. If you haven't already, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Show your support for the channel. Any help does make a difference, just because, as always, the algorithms is not my friend, but I'm used to it. So I'm relying upon you guys to continue to at least hit the bell notification. And if you find any value out of the discussions we have, invite a friend or feel free to share these videos so more people can find out an alternative perspective on what's going on out here. Okay, so let me just jump in real quick, acknowledge a couple of people, as I mentioned, and then we'll jump right in, man. We'll dive full steam ahead. All right, we got Rich Mountains checking in. We got Joshua Carpenter checking in. We got Boots on the Ground. Says, hey, everybody, let me move this out the way real quick. I forgot I got to adjust some things, so I'll just try to give people a quick shout out real quick if I can. What else we got here? We got Unclear Robbie, if I'm not saying that incorrectly. Appreciate you, man. We got Rolf saying, in an apartment on Times Square, you can assemble them anywhere. Hell to ransom, hell to pay, a revolution every day. Okay, Rolf, let me know what that's all about. Mass Administrator checking in as well. RTD fam, it's getting real interesting, really fast. Yeah, like this, we're still in the winter months, and even though the weather's a little nice, but I'm just thinking about the amount of craziness they're gonna have to throw away, all trying to lie, deceive, and ultimately, steal. When it boils down to it. We got X checking in. Mike is late. Yeah, on my end, got to try to put things together and grab all my articles. And, it's tough being a one-man show on the back end, but I'll try to get here when I can. We got Toya Wright Michael. How you doing? We got Derail checking in as well. Appreciate you, man. All right, more people coming in. Appreciate you guys, man. Mr. TB checking in as well. Appreciate you guys. All right, so let me see. How do I want to start this? All right, but so for those, I don't know who's new, who's old. So I just want to start off just giving everybody a chance to plug in and stay plugged in with the community. And so let me just pull this up here on my screen here. Make sure everybody know the origins of everything here. So if you go to rtd.news, you can stay plugged in with everything. And of course, forpatriots.com is a contributor to the channel here. So if you're interested in continuing to get your preps up, use promo code RTD, save 10% off if you're interested. Definitely a good way to add to your stack in a variety of forms. If you haven't, make sure you guys sign up to rtd.local.com. That's the backup of the backups, just in case YouTube, because at some point it will. And if you want to support the channel monetarily or some medals, either one, any help is encouraged. I appreciate you guys. You can click the link for the donation, and it'll make its way to your boy and hopefully help cover some of the back end costs. RethinkingADollar.com is the home site where I got blogs, every interview I've done, my RTD University, RTD quiz, you name it. Everything I've done like last 9 years can be found there. So that's like my body of work for this entire monetary literacy stuff that I've been going down rabbit holes for quite some time. Here's the dollar IQ quiz. If you haven't, still about 60%, 10 simple questions, but yet obviously for a monetarily illiterate world, it's not easy. And then, of course, if you guys are interested, some out of the box thinking reports I have there, as well as working on some other reports as well, where it just gives you something to chew on and gives you something to share with others if you're interested. So feel free to do that. And then last but not least, the de-dollarization catalog here, over 75 episodes of me just talking about China, Russia, and the BRICS and everything in between over the last 9 years. So everything I've done is there. So if you guys are interested, you can go there. And of course, I've interviewed every single economist, author, you name it. And all that can be found at RTD University at rethinkingADollar.com/university. All right. So now that all the maintenance is done, let's dive in. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. Show your support for the channel. And we can see what we can do with that. All right. Let me stop ranting. Let me get to some things that have caught my attention that I want to hear from you guys. So I want to start off with this little visual aid here. This is what really sparked this lies, deception, and diversion tactics, just because I came across this on Twitter sphere. Everybody and their mother seemed to share it, so I thought I would just share it too. But that's well before all this jumped off. I remember saying every year between now and 2030 is 10-year time frame. That's going to be the length of all the craziness that they're going to throw our way, all trying to orchestrate and pull off the greatest heist in humanity. And it comes in multiple facets. You have the Great Reset. Then you have the Agenda 2030 with the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals by the UN. So you take those two, whatever you call them, experimentations that they're trying to roll over on humanity, and all that encompasses the craziness we're experiencing now. And everything else is just what it takes to get to that end goal that they've put in place, which is pure in and of itself, satanic in nature. We know this world is under the influence of demonic forces, i.e. the king of this world, Satan. So we know who they're working for. But along the way, it's just very interesting to see how they seem to be trying to just cause as much chaos as they can with all these, mysterious train derailments. We had Ohio, we got Texas, and I think I saw some about Tennessee. So a couple of train derailments is out of the blue, like the processing plants burning down. So literally, those are like phase 1, phase 2 type of things in comparison to this whole 10-year time frame. But anyway, back to this picture. Here we have the 2020. They threw something at us from the health side. 2021, they came up with the solution, which we are witnessing now, which is not really a solution. And speaking of which, I just shared something on a Telegram that it's on a Telegram, we talk about a variety of things. There's no things that's off limits, really. Let me see. 1 second here. I'm just going to read the headlines. No, actually, I shared it on Twitter. I'm going to read the headlines, and then I'll let you guys, if you're interested, you can go dive deeper for yourself. But one of the fellow RTD community members shared this, and I actually read the article, and I don't know what to make of it. I'm not a medical expert, but it's just something that should make you think. I'll just put this on the screen here. And this is completely off the cuff. I didn't plan on showing this, but let me zoom in here so you guys can see it. And so as you guys can see on the screen here, I'm just going to read it out. CDC data confirms that the health situation that people participated in knocks up to 24 years off a man's life. And then if you go through this from Expose News, it gives you more details how they came up with those calculations. Once again, I'm not a medical expert. I don't know anything other than just taking it with a grain of salt. But it doesn't surprise me if that happens to be true, just because I know that a part of the whole Agenda 2030 encompasses, a shrinkage of the global population. But that was completely off the cuff there. Forgive me. Okay, so here we have 2022. We knew what jumped off in February. So we're just at the anniversary now of this whole proxy war where the U.S. wants to use Russia as the bad guy, as a scapegoat for everything due to all their extracurricular activity outside of the petrodollar SWIFT system. And then, of course, this year we've had 4 things shot down out of the sky, but there happens to be no debris recovered. Things that make you wonder. But this is the real life twilight zone we're living in, or they're trying to make us think we're living in. But these are the lies, deceptions, and diversion tactics, all encompassed in a strategically planned events, one by one. So, okay, let's keep moving. So this is what caught my attention that I wanted to jump on. And then, of course, I got a lot more. But let me zoom in some so you guys can see it. I'll just, skim through it briefly. For those who have seen it, these are all things from the Telegram. So if you haven't joined the Telegram, you'll see them just because it's too much stuff for me to cover myself. So, but anyway, and make of it what you may. Edward Snowden, and I think about him coming out with the whole NSA spying on us, gave us insights as to how the government basically is just one big sham, one big heist, one big thief, you name it. I don't have nothing good to say really about the political establishment, just because they are proven to be not trustworthy, liars, and backstabbers, deceivers, you name it. I mean, that's just my perception of political realm, because we have a governance crisis where that's the biggest problem we face. Not the money, it's the governance of our entire system, which has been hijacked by public interest, private interest, you name it. Anyway, I'm everywhere tonight. Real quick. It says, Snowden says UFO hysteria is engineered distraction from Nord Stream pipeline bombshell. And so he's quoted saying, I wish it were aliens. Once again, I'm with the mindset, I don't believe in extraterrestrial beings. I know that has a lot to do with, I believe, the spiritual side of things on the dark and dirty side, which I don't play with. But then again, I know the enemy is a liar. The devil is a liar. So anything that comes our way to cause fear, as well as to draw you out of your faith and draw you into that place of complete confusion, then that's more likely on the enemy side. So, but I know the U.S. has technology and they've been working on all types of spinning crafts and crap. So that's what it is. But anyway, real quick here. It says NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden says that stereo of U.S. was shot down on America and Canada is a distraction. Seymour Hersh's story about the U.S. being responsible for blowing up Nord Stream pipelines. That's all it's about. And so I thought that was interesting because Edward Snowden, to some people, he's a traitor or whatever. But then again, he brings up a good point. We all know that the pipeline information came out about a week ago, and it's nothing officially documented, proven, but all the information that was given to us would definitely lead us to believe that it was the West behind it and not just Russia sabotaging their own best interests and blowing up their own money stream. And so we know that it's the U.S. And so by all these things happening, they're just piling up out of the blue, what appears to be out of the blue. The balloon one week, something over Alaska next week, something over a couple miles away from the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. And we just getting started. That's the craziness behind it. Anyway, I'll let you guys comment on that in a minute. Next story. So this is something interesting as well. I'm gonna just put this on screen here. You guys, everybody know who's this gentleman, I ain't gonna say call him a gentleman. Everybody know who this guy is, but more of the diversion tactics. Like, I did see a document on Twitter. I didn't click on it just because I wasn't 100% sure, but there was a document out. So I think it might have dropped officially today, but I'll read this to you real quick. It says exclusive, naming the names, final batch of documents containing salacious allegations related to Jeffrey Epstein's associates, including Prince Andrew. They keep throwing Prince Andrew out there. Like, everybody know by now. Everybody know. Nobody really cares about Prince Andrew. How about, American politicians and all the entertainers and actors in Hollywood? It's full of DC, Wall Street, and Hollywood people. Those are the 3 primary people who would get invited to that type of activity. So we know who it is, but we just need to verify that and see if it's real. Not that anything's gonna come from it, but it's just entertainment. It says will finally be made public after dozens of John and Jane Does agreeing to unsealing. So here's the question: Why now? Why would they release these documents now? Oh, to distract us off of other things, perhaps. Because once again, nothing comes about when all this Twitter files and all this stuff leaked out. You can put Hunter Biden's entire laptop on the internet. Most people don't even give a damn. And so at this point, it's just literally like just keeping us busy, keeping us occupied or preoccupied with all types of things to distract us. Okay, so we'll find out more as time goes on. Okay, here's some more interesting news. I'm everywhere, but bear with me. It'll be worth it. Russia deploys nuclear armed ships into Baltic for the first time in 30 years, Norway says. So clearly, when Putin mentioned that there was a red line or some type of line in the sand about the U.S. and the U.K. sending armaments to Ukraine, I'd assume if this story is valid, he's not playing. Now, what comes from this, I don't know, but I damn sure don't want to find out. But perhaps it's right in the globalist best interest that we probably will, unfortunately. So I'll let you guys dive in more to that. But it's just real quick. It says Russia's armed forces have begun deploying nuclear-armed ships to the Baltic Sea, a milestone not seen in 3 decades, according to a Norwegian intelligence report, which also includes the dispatch of submarines. So nuclear-armed ships and dispatch of submarines, gearing up for something. And then it doesn't help when the next article here talks about U.S. government issues a travel advisory, warns all U.S. citizens to leave Russia immediately. So usually, and I've kind of got the sense that whenever some type of advisory is given out, it's not too much longer after that advisory that something happens, whether it's a false flags, or a real event of some kind. But come on now. Like, they're really pressing the buttons, people. We know how this plays out. Anyway, here's another one here. This is from the Telegram, and that's some cyberspec news. But what caught my attention on this little video clip here from Erdogan is that it said 35,418 dead in Turkey earthquakes. And then another article somebody shared was that I guess over the last couple years or so, Erdogan eased up on the building requirements in reference to how the structures were supposed to be earthquake resistance and stuff like that, basically cutting corners, cutting costs. And so that perhaps may have led to some of the demolition of the newer buildings. Perhaps, I don't know. But once again, there's 2 videos out there surfacing showing that there was some strange activity before the actual earthquakes took place, insinuating that some type of man-made event, some type of man-made tool, or it was done strategically. Of course, we know by who, but it comes after the fact. The day before, Erdogan and some of his political staff was basically taking shots at the USA and their involvement in their affairs. And I forgot the quote. I had the article in the Telegram. I can't think of off the top of my head, but he's basically saying that, they were saying that, the U.S. has a price to pay. If I'm reading the headline correct, if I remember correctly, the U.S. has a price to pay for something or another. I'm thinking, like, when I read that headline, I'm thinking, like, it's not too often somebody threatens the U.S. and there not be consequences. And then this was shared with me after the earthquake. So I'm thinking, like, oh, you factor in the threat, the earthquake the next day or two, so it's just not good. It's just not good, man. But all that information I'm talking about is there. Try to send a Telegram, go check it for yourself. I just don't have time to grab it all. Okay. So this is about the monetary system. So a lot of things we can learn about what's happening around the world, we can learn from here. And this is another little situation that I would say somewhat near and dear to my heart. I had a lot of time spent in Argentina, so still got friends there and visit there whenever I can. But it's just very interesting on my part to have witnessed all this for the last 20 years of my life and been there a couple of times and see how, monetary and fiscal policy, when they collide, fiat currencies go downhill, and the casualties are the holders of those things. And here's an article from Reuters. It says Argentine savers drown under spiraling prices of inflation as it hits 99%. 99% inflation. Could you imagine? 99%. Basically meaning whatever you thought you had is worth a penny, basically, in comparison to what it takes for you to be able to use that to go somewhere and spend that. Meaning you don't have enough. You've your purchasing power is gone. Real quick here. It says Argentina's inflation rate has hit just shy of 100%, the government said on Tuesday, with savers feeling more pain from some of the world's fastest rising prices and the world's budget straining as costs outstrip salaries. So just think about that. That summarizes it all. World's fastest rising prices as budgets straining as costs outstrip salaries. So whether you're public, private, don't matter. If you're getting paid in that currency, you are losing. You're losing. So that's why they've dollarized their economy to where everybody's running to dollars at the same time that the dollar globally is being challenged right now. And so it's going to be another day of reckoning within this next decade for those who also hold dollars there. But holding dollars now is better than pesos, as we can tell. So just something worthwhile here. And so just to give you an idea of what it's like on the ground there, here is some figures to use as little metrics. And so here, this is the blue dollar. This is the black market or the street market, the bank rate and the official. So as of now, the official government stats, $1 will get you 190 pesos. And if you do it in the bank, $1 will get you 191 pesos, 1 peso difference. But if you go in the street or with a friend that you know in the back alley somewhere, they're going to give you 375 for $1. 375 pesos for $1. And this stuff is just interesting. And when I was there last in 2017, 16, 17, it was 15, whatever. It was $8. So 8 to 1. So yeah. Okay, keep it going. Another story here caught my attention just to let you know what is really going on when it comes to the digital asset space and what's allowed and what's not. And it's going to be universal. This is just not going to be an isolated event here. But real quick, it says Dubai bans all privacy coins. A death blow for Monero and Zcash in the Middle East. A ban follows a similar move by Japan in 2019. So ban is one thing, but actual use amongst people on the back end is another thing. But I'm sure in the Middle East, it probably comes with some stiff penalties if you're caught using some type of digital currency that is not transparent and completely open and trackable and traceable the way that the governments, the bankers, as well as the maximalists don't mind people having. Real quick here, it says Dubai has effectively banned privacy coins, creating a severe blow for the industry that has already under increasing scrutiny from around the world. It says by banning the privacy coins instead of engaging to understand the technology, regulators are demonstrating that they aren't really working on behalf of the public, for whom privacy is a basic human right. So the fact that we all know privacy is a basic human right, but based upon the acceptance of this technological revolution that we're all experiencing with chat GPT and cell phone usage and all this crazy stuff, most people say, hey, I don't mind. Like, they see everything anyway. Like, I got the Ring doorbell, I got smart TV, smart fridge. They see me anyway. So, but then again, people don't realize that once you lose all sense of privacy, then you're going to wish you wouldn't have gave it all up along the way just because of the ease and the conveniences of having everything at your fingertips. But then again, all this is for a purpose. You don't have 5G on your phone just because they want you to be able to scroll the internet faster. No, it's about the interconnectedness of the system that unfortunately we're going to be a part of. So anyway, more information there. If you guys are interested, feel free to dive further. Okay, here's something I thought was interesting from the IMF. It says, think of the unthinkable. IMF chief warns world is a very different place after the health situation. This is the icing on the cake. Everything underneath is just what they're not really able to say. And so real quick, it says the managing director of the IMF warns of the think of the unthinkable as we live in a more shock-prone world impacted by the health situation, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and the recent earthquakes affecting Turkey and Syria. So we have the health situation, we got Russia, and we got climate. Those are the three things she's trying to use to say that the world is in such a roar right now. instead of just saying that the debt cycle's up, central banking needs to shift to a new model. That's why we're working on CBDCs to come out here. And of course, on top of that, we have this great surveillance state where everything's going to be connected at the same time. You won't be able to move outside of a 15-minute city. They'll never say stuff like that. But we know what this is all about. So just the distractions, diversion tactics, and more lies. Okay. All right. So let's just talk about this real quick. The Ohio situation. Real quick, I'm seeing more story, more narratives, whatever. I'm curious to get your thoughts. I'm sure you guys have, had a chance to take all this in. But it says Ohio cleaning up toxic train derailed as a pollution plum moves downstream. And so I saw some visual aids of like the river that stretches, across the state and then down towards the Gulf. And so this could be a real toxic mess. And it kind of reminds me of like Fukushima type toxins that just went everywhere, but the media decided not to even touch it, just because if they touched it, it just forced people to really be concerned with the health of the ocean overall. But then again, this story here didn't get much coverage to my knowledge. And because of the long-lasting side effects of this chemical spill and all the other things that might come from this, the media won't touch this either, unfortunately. So a lot of people in that area and everything to do with the river, the drinking water that comes from that river, this is a man initiated crisis will be my guess. The reason I say that. And so it says here, miles before the Ohio derailment, train axle was on fire, video shows. So train axle on fire miles before it finally derailed. Nobody caught that along the way. It didn't stop or couldn't stop, or how did the damn things get on fire in the first place? There are no coincidences in the midst of a great reset as well as Agenda 2030. Everything is strategically done by people who don't mean us any good. So we know this is foul play 100%. Okay. Keep it moving. So I shared the last one here. So this is just, I'm not going to talk about this, but I thought I would share this just because to me, and I was thinking about like moving forward, like, what really to spend more time focusing on. And so just this right here, I'll let you guys read it for yourself. You go validate it, but it comes from some credible health sources. So I'll leave it at that, but we're going to find out more as the time moves forward. But I was just thinking about what are some of the most important things that's really at stake here. And I was thinking about mRNA technology is reshaping medicine for whatever medicine is, because they're creating new types of products all using that single technology, which is done more harm than good. And then on top of that, as this reset occurs, every single government is scrambling to get out of the fractional reserve bank model controlled by commercial banks and then shifted into the hands of their main central banks, utilizing central bank digital currencies, rebranding the currencies. Whether it succeeds or not, we don't know. We'll find out. But between mRNA, the CBDC, and then because all of this is encompassed in the spiritual essence of everything, this foolishness, craziness, all this satanic stuff being pushed our way has a lot to do with, I think, the third piece of that is the Antichrist. It's in our future. And everything that they're trying to do now is structuring the foundation for them to hand over the reins to a single entity. And the one world government, this is off the cuff, just off the top of my head, because I've been thinking about this. The one world government will be, the door will be open if the WHO, the World Health Organization, gets the approval by the treaty that they're working on right now, the pandemic response treaty, which basically signs off every single participant's inalienable rights and government control into the hands of the WHO. So you put all 190 something countries under the guidance of the WHO, which is ultimately the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation at the end of the day, then that is a world structure for the government, because we won't be able to say much because they will be dictating to every single participant that signs off on that. And Joe Biden has already mentioned he's going to sign off on that. So if that goes through, or when it goes through, that will be the one world government on the slide, on the back tick. You know what I'm saying? On the sneak tip. Anyway, so just something to think about. I could be 100% wrong. I hope I am. But then again, if I'm not, you know. Okay. Enough of me ranting, man. I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk. Let's talk. Let me hear from you guys. And then also, let me see. I want to do something different. Let me see if I can try something real quick. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm going to put it out there. Let me get my stuff together here. And I want to open it up a little bit. Let's give me 1 second here. Let me make sure. Let me get this going. What I want to do, if you got thoughts, questions, ideas, you want to share what's happening in your world, let's do a little face-to-face. It's been a minute. Give me a second. This is off the cuff real quick. I just had the idea. So yeah, I'll put it out there for you. Anybody want to join me and just make a quick comment, statement? It's gonna be quick and easy. Gotta be quick and easy. Gotta be quick and easy, sweet and simple. So I think I just put it out there. Let me know if you guys got it. Yeah, you guys got it. So feel free, click that, join me on screen for a quick second. Keep it clean, no cursing, no nothing like that. Just ask a question, share a thought, get you on here, get you off real quick. Or if you want to, the routine, you can call me. Your boy do take cell phone calls. All right, let's talk real quick. We'll see what it takes us. Share your thoughts, to share your opinions. Bring it. If I'm wrong, tell me. I don't mind. I'm learning just like everybody else here. So let me have it, people. Give me some truth. Or forever hold your peace. Either one. What else we got here? Here's something. World Government Summit 2023 to kick off February 13th, bringing together 10,000 international officials. Okay, that's today. It looks like that was yesterday. The World Government Summit. Fishbowl. Appreciate you for mentioning that, my man, because I didn't even know that one. World Government Summit. Let's look up and see. I'm mad on me getting invited to this type of stuff. I don't be getting invites. Let's get it on here. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Show your love for the channel. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. So this is what we're talking about right here. This is what we're talking about right here. This is the World Government Summit 2023. The World Government. So that's the thing. Now you got the World Government Summit, where you got all these people that are not even a part of the damn government gathering, and they're talking about what's in our best interest. And then look at the very first one. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Klaus Schwab urges new mechanisms to boost international cooperation in a multipolar world. Like who? Like, dude, like who are you, man? Like who gives you the right? So anyway, the fact that nobody in DC, left or right, is bold enough, brave enough to say, hey, no more Klaus Schwab, no more WEF. We will not participate at it. And so once again, I might piss people off. But I don't care. Taylor Marjorie Greene, Rand Paul, Ron Paul, you name the most conservative First, Second Amendment speaking for, gold, silver, Totten individuals, even they don't talk about the World Economic Forum. And if they do, they've never brought it up in one of those hearings to say, we done with that. We don't want no part of that. Why? They know they'll be gone. Something would mysteriously happen to them. Anyway. Ah, man, this is some stuff, people. I tell you. Anyway, phone lines are open. Give me a call. Anybody want to talk? Or join me face to face if you're bold enough, if you're courageous enough. I'm sure we got some content creators out there, people who love expressing their opinions and their expertise. Feel free to give me a call. We'd love to hear from you. Or check in with me face to face. What else we got? All puppets. 100%. Appreciate you. We got Stony over on Instagram. 100%. All puppets. And that's the problem, man. All governments are staged. It's just. I want to have. I don't have faith in no man. But I would like to have a sense of. I can't think of a word. I want to say hope. I can't hope on no man either. I wouldn't mind having a sense of. I don't know. Give me a word, people. Give me that word. I'm trying to. It's similar to trust, but it's not. It's not that far because I wouldn't trust no man, my life in no man's hand directly, just because man is fallible in themselves, and that when stuff hits the fan, you know that you can't trust the man. Anyway, let me get somebody on here. Hello, caller. Where you calling from?
Hey, Mike. Pay me money back, Killeen, Texas.
Pay me money back from Killeen, Texas. Give me some good thoughts, man. What's in your mind?
Man, I just want to touch on some. Have you ever heard? I'm gonna start right here. I've been tracking, just studying gold, but not in our day-to-day society. I went back 1200s, 1300s. You ever heard of King Musa Mansa?
Yes, I have. The richest man of all time, according to the history books or something like that.
All right. I'm glad you're tracking. Now, it's something very, very ironic. I've always wondered, okay, me being a war vet, and I said, in our country, there's so much turmoil and people that we're not helping in our corporations in the United States and allies. Like, why don't we help each other? Why don't we help people? Now, this is what I've been asking myself for years, but it wasn't until I started studying gold and it led me to King Musa Mansa, and it gave me the answer out of 40-some years. I finally got the answer.
Give it to us.
Now, when I'm looking at King Mansa, it says when he went to Egypt to visit, it said that every single person that he encountered when he went throughout Egypt, he gave a bar of gold. And they said what that did, it ended up bankrupting Egypt.
Really? Okay.
Look it up.
Okay.
But now I go to our economy, and let's switch the gears. That's why they don't help us. I mean, do you know what that would do if good, working hard Americans came out? That's at the top. The millionaires came and just helped everybody at the bottom. What they would do to your government?
It would disrupt things, and it would put control back into man's hands rather than the government trying to be the beginning and the end, which is the way the system has been set up. So it'll definitely turn things up. It'll mess up their plans for sure, which would be a good thing, but.
Yeah, but it'll never happen.
Right.
And that's just one thing I'm touching on. The next one, I'll let you go after this one, is I remember you touched on, if I hear one more thing, I'm thinking this, like,
uh-oh, you're kind of choppy. I got full strength on my side, but you're kind of choppy.
Are you good right now?
It's still computerized, so it could be the internet, or it's just how something just happens to go wrong at the wrong time. But keep going. We'll try to make it work. Go ahead.
Or can you hear me now?
Yeah, I heard that. Yes, go ahead.
All right. So I'm talking about UFOs. People keep using UFOs. Listen, there ain't no thinking. Just fuck it. People both sides right? You don't see neither one of these individuals. Watch this. And one of them has, let's say, a baseball. And you happen to glance as the ball going by, but you don't know what it was. Mike, what's that called?
So you start off the story and it's kind of choppy. So I just jumped into the baseball story. So that's why I was saying the connection is a little choppy there. Do me a favor.
I don't know what it is.
Do me a favor, if you want, hit me up, hit me up on the face to face real quick and share that same thing. Hopefully that's better if you are able to.
All right, let me see what I can do.
All right, hit me back.
All right.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, I like, you know how things sometimes. I'm plugged into the hard line. I'm right by the router, so it's whatever. Anyway, man, share thoughts, ideas, suggestions. Give me a call, or as I extended the invitation, let me put out there in the chat again. Trying to make it's been a while since I've done the face to face, giving people a chance to call as well as to pop up on screen just to say a couple quick things. So I just put it out there in the chat. All you gotta do is click that. Come on, share your thoughts, and then I'm gonna hang up on you. All right, let's keep it moving. What else we got here? The three richest men of all time: Mansa Musa, king of Mali, empire of wealth and indescribable, Augustus Caesar, and don't forget Solomon. Don't forget Solomon. And so that's where, like, we're just like, okay. So when it comes to the richest, quote unquote, wealthiest, we have the history books that we're using as a point of reference, but then them in and of themselves, it's like they can't really, give us the full extent to their wealth, other than, for the believers, it talks about Solomon's wealth, how it attracted people from all over the world. So that's a different level of wealth there. And we know his wisdom is more valuable than actual gold and silver he had. Anyway, hello, caller. Where are you calling from? Hello? Going once? Going twice?
You there?
Yep, I'm there. What's your name, my friend? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, it's Mike. I'm calling from the Midwest.
Mike from the Midwest. Give me some good news, Mike. What's on your mind?
Well, actually, I wanted to sort of get your opinion. As far as I really like your show, but what I'm trying to find out is if you could give us all an idea of, I know you're probably not into predictions, but if you could give us an idea of how you see things playing out within this year. Do you have any ideas of what you think is going on and what's the best way to prepare?
Okay, so that question there, it's direct, it's upfront, and it's precise. You're saying, so I'm gonna try to just walk through this and try to give my thoughts on top of this. This year, event, prepare. So this year, we're all anticipating events of some kind of unfolding that's going to set us back, and it's going to be very beneficial for us to prepare for it now. And so, like, for a good example that I'm going to use is like the whole health situation. When the world was just caught off guard and everything was locked down, at that moment, everybody was confronted with the idea that, hey, toilet paper, like food. And so we saw the mad dash to get the bare necessities. And so without looking forward to an event of some kind sometime this year, the core essence of just basic preps, we know the monetary system is the primary problem. So you need your insurance policies on your currencies, which is gold, silver. That's just something you set in the vault, look at it, don't even touch it, just forget about it. You need your ammunition, you need your food, you need your water, your shelter, cash on hand for whatever. And then beyond that, I couldn't even begin to tell you what they're trying to plan, just because there's so much stuff being thrown our way now. It's hard to even try to guess. I know that the banks are in trouble, the government's a liar, and they want us to go to war. So it's going to be more lies, distractions, and diversion tactics. But a single event, I couldn't even begin to talk about it. Other than what's being thrust our way now, we can kind of use as a guiding tool, whether it's going to be war, whether it's going to be a banking situation, whether it's going to be another health situation, or we're going to look up one day, they're going to have the Project Blue Beam, is going to be aliens coming down or something like that. So all that could be on the table tomorrow for all I know, or between now and then the Lord could return. So not to make light of it, but I couldn't begin to tell you because there's so much craziness out there. But one thing I will say, what I'm trying to do, even though I keep my eye on all this stuff, I'm still going to laugh and I'm still going to enjoy my life beyond this. So I'm not going over and beyond. I'm not in a bunker trying to hunker down. No, I'm planning my next vacation next month, so I'm going, I'm going to do me amongst all this craziness, if that makes sense, man. So long-winded answer, but that's just me trying to be realistic, man.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for your time.
For sure. Thanks for the question, my friend.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, that's like this, so this is a great community question. So Brother Mike just gave us a question about between now and this year as a community. Feel free in the chat right now to put out things that you think might be coming about, just so we can all try to use all that information, compile that data, and try to filter through the noise and see what makes sense. So that's why I think, having a community come together and talk about things like this makes a world of difference, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who keep an eyes on a variety of things that I'm not even aware of, that I'm like, damn, like I didn't even see that. And I'm sure the same thing for a lot of you guys. So yeah, let me get that up there, TB. Let me see what happened to it. Show. There we go. Okay, yeah. So feel free to give me a call, share your thoughts, ideas, suggestions. What else we got here? What time we're looking at? 45. Let me see. They need war. They need war because they killed our economy, and the only way the U.S. and Europe can compete is on a battlefield. I would even say that I'm not even confident that we have the military might to really stand against some of the basic stuff that China and Russia have been working on, because China and Russia have been preparing for a shift for the last 20, 30 years. Like, the world's been waiting, I think, for this moment in time, just because of the damage that the U.S. government military has imposed on the world. Like, it's going to be painful, but then again, a lot of governments are probably not too mad that it's going to get them. It's going to cover up their mess that they've created in their country, and it's going to give them a reason to point the blame at the U.S. So forgive me here. I got some people on the phone. Shoot, 1 second. Get you on here, man. I promise. Once I start ranting. Okay, here we go. Here goes somebody. See, this is the problem with. Shoot. 1 second. I got you on here. I just got to get you on the screen. All right. Hello, caller. Where are we calling from?
Hey, how's it going, Mike? This is Troy calling from Dallas.
Troy from Dallas. What's going on, my friend? Give me some thoughts.
Hey, just wanted to call in. I guess kind of follow up on what your last caller said, like, I guess, predictions or what we can see going on in 2023.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of in the middle of the slow, well, it's kind of getting sped up now, demolition of like faith in like local governments for like everybody around the world. And the idea about like the UFO talk that's been going on right now lately, I mean, that's the same talk that's been going on for years, as far as like the Tic Tac videos and everything they've seen. The only thing that's really changed is that they're acknowledging these things and then saying that they're attacking them and shooting them down.
Right.
So to openly acknowledge these things is sort of like, and also the fact that they're focusing on like the propulsion system of these things, so it's basically acknowledging that there's other devices, regardless of whatever they are, they have technology that surpasses what our military or whatever has. So
now watch it real quick. We're Troy. So who are they? Who are they? Who are the they you're referring to? That they have equipment. Who is they?
Well, that's what I wanted to roll into. There's a breakaway society or deep state or whatever it may be, whatever the cabal may be, whatever is operating this technology, they're not. I don't think it's like going to belong to one individual government. It's like beyond, and I feel like we're in like the slow reveal of like the global power or the new global order that has this technology. The old oil-based tanks, gasoline, jets and stuff is out the window. And, to go along with the futuristic agenda, you got flying tic-tac-like devices and electronic propulsion and all that. I mean, it just kind of fits in with our visual idea of whatever the future is in the linear progression of like movies and moving forward in like this linear progression of time that we have. So
yeah.
I just feel like just getting scooted along. The next generation of technology has been behind the scenes, and if they want to control it, they're going to also want to control and orchestrate the revelation of it. So That's why I just feel like it's just like we're a lot of weird staging right now. So that's what perspective I just wanted to bring to the situation.
Yeah. Hey, man. Appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes, sir.
You got. Yeah, good points. Good points there. As far as the technology, yeah, like so everything that's been revealed to us is just the basic bare minimum. It's old and outdated. Like I don't doubt that our government and other governments, they're sitting on some extremely sophisticated technology. Like, and of course, depending on where you look at, I like to look in a variety of different rabbit holes. And so I've seen more and more video footage being brought out the archives. Not sure from where. TikTok has a good way of, putting information out there, fake or real. But then again, I know we've been lied to since day one. Every single aspect of our lives has been structured strategically by our government to give us the bare minimum that makes it look as if they are the ones that know better, that we can't manage ourselves, that we can't govern ourselves. Like that's how this entire system has been set up. With the educational system, the dumbing down of all the literature, like all the real sophisticated books that has real technology type stuff in it, health stuff, like just the idea like they held hemp and cannabis, like, it's from the earth, but then again, it has so many medical and physical properties and all types of things they can build with that stuff. It's just, they literally been hiding it all. Like we had electric cars 100 years ago. And so just all this stuff that just starting to surface now lets us know that it's all been about containing us in a real world Truman Show style life at the end of the day. And one of the biggest things that I probably never find out in my life, but what interests me so much is what's on the other side of Antarctica. Like I'm of the mindset that the reason why the military won't let no one go down there unless you have approval. And if you do go, you're going on one of the little rinky-dinky $16,000 cruise ships just to put your foot on an island down there, but not actually on land. There's a lot more stuff on the other side that they don't want us to know. Now, I say other side just because, once again, I haven't seen enough evidence to really believe that the way that this Earth is structured is the way that it is. I know that a ball plays very well into the science fiction realm because it makes it a lot easier for people to believe that there's a lot more going on outside of this planet than just what we've been taught, because it opens up the human imagination to have people think that there is more to our existence than just us and our creator. There's extraterrestrial beings. There's, an Earth in the 23rd solar, universe eclipse that can hold life. That's science fiction for a reason. Anyway, I go too far. Anyway, just my opinions. Anyway, yeah, I just believe that if they lied to us about everything up to this point of our lives, then why would I believe anything from the past? I'll question that as well. But that's just me. That's just me. Hello, Carlos. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Mike.
Steve, give me some good word, man. Bring some news to the table. I know you got something.
Hey, the UFOs. Before computers, airplanes, TikTok, these things have been flying around. They're in the glyphs. They're in the glyphs from way back when man just had a stone and a stick. So these things have been around. These things have been around, and pretty much we know what they are. They're the fallen ones. Say satanic in nature, etc. And the governments around the world have been working with these things for years. In agreement, in that Antarctica, things are happening down there, and like you were talking about, people should go get Admiral Byrd's diary, and see what he had to say about it down there. I think somebody had said at one point that there was minerals and all the rest of that. You're not going to have presidents of countries and stuff going down there. They would send a geologist or archaeologist or something. They wouldn't go themselves. It's like they were summoned down there or something to speak to the big guy, as I think Admiral Byrd put it in his diary. But people need to go check out that diary that was family backs that diary.
Yeah.
And the man says that there's satanic beings down there underneath the ground there.
Yeah.
But people can check what they want there. Hey, anyway, the other thing too is the solar generators and stuff. People should probably go ahead and get those. Before I kind of looked at it as not necessarily a priority, but it's just something to have in case.
Yeah.
But now, given what they're telling us about the grid and how we're seeing that they're implementing taking down the grid, it's a necessity now, and those things are taking a while to come in. You can order them. I'm still waiting on mine. I ordered mine mid-December, and I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah.
To this day, so some companies are taking up to 6 months, due to the lithium, etc.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, and the crazy thing is, like, the fact that that technology is booming right now because of lithium batteries. So you have I see companies all the time like pop up in my news feed about them creating a new 2,000 watt, 3,000 watt plug your house in type of. I'm like the fact that this technology, it's useful. It's not like it's not game changing, but the fact that they are allowing it to boom the way that they are at this particular time, it lets me know that it could be them like giving us a warning, like, we're giving you opportunity to prepare for energy purposes. So, you couldn't say that we didn't look out for you, just like what's his name? Lindsey Williams used to say that the cabal or whoever, they love to give warnings. They can't, it's against their code to do anything without first giving people a warning. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. Yeah, I ended up ordering that company Zender. I ended up ordering that Super Base V.
Yeah.
12 grand, man.
Yeah, 12 grand.
12 grand. And I wanted to get more, but I got what I could afford at the time.
Yeah.
And I'll probably add on to it.
Yeah.
But as of right now, 12 grand. So like that, it could take up to who knows how long to get it in hand. But people need to order those as soon as they can, because they are a necessity now. They're not kind of optional at this point.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Hey, and the other thing too, before I let you go too, let us not forget Prince Charles. You remember that speech he gave?
Oh.
We were all over that speech.
Right. Good point. Whoever it is.
Yeah. Turn the power over to him.
Yeah,
it's
him.
Like, who's him?
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Hopefully we don't, but more than likely we will.
I know.
Hey, man.
And let us not forget too that we still don't know where that missing sub is, do we? That missing Russian sub.
Yeah, if it's not missing, it's hiding. It's strategically placed on the bottom of somewhere, sitting nice and cold and silent. Man, that's just So okay. Yeah, so God forbid we find out what upwake pop up at. It's gonna pop up like right off the. It's gonna pop up right off the coast of DC. Watch.
Exactly. Hey, and you're correct. And before I forget too, I didn't know this myself until a couple of months ago. But if you can YouTube it, or you can just pull up a map. But basically, I didn't know this. 80% of the U.S. population, 80%. If you take a line and draw it down the middle of the U.S. 80% of the people in the U.S. live east of that line.
Yeah.
80%
in Ohio. Of Ohio.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. 80%. I was like, man, I didn't know that.
Right, me either. That's a lot. And that water supply, if not river, that goes down right, I think, through the Mississippi all the way down. That's a vital source of water on many fronts.
Exactly. And that's what popped in my mind when I saw that Ohio train. I was going, 80% of the U.S. lives.
Yeah, that's
in that area.
Definitely not an accident, man. Definitely not an accident. But hey, Steve, man, appreciate you calling, man. We're at the hour point. Appreciate you, my man.
All right, you guys take care.
That'd be good. All right, my good people. We are approaching an hour of back and forth. I appreciate everybody for checking in with me, hanging out with me, and hopefully throughout the chat, throughout some of the rants and some of the call-ins. You guys are edified, encouraged, and just don't get too bogged down by all the obvious. We know that the devil is a liar. Anything that can steer about cause fear, panic, and all that other stuff like that plays in this territory. But be of good cheer, my friends. Be of good cheer. Spend more, and that's why, on my part, taking more time, dive into the good book, trying to build myself up and really focus more on what I'm believing the Lord for this year, outside of the things that I'm currently doing now. I would like to have bigger plans, but only if the Lord sees fit. So appreciate everybody for joining me, man. Continue to pray, get your weight up, do everything you can do, but most importantly, make sure you smile, because that's all you got right now at this current moment in time. So, all right, my good people, be blessed, be safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is the hangout, 7 p.m. with the fellas, and then we might do a little live stream afterwards, but join in tomorrow.